Well, top of the morning to everybody. This is Matt Gillogly, and welcome so much to, we've got our regular Monday morning motivation. There you go. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I know mine was pretty good. The rain kind of started to slow down a little bit here in Charlotte, so we're pretty excited about that. And off and run into a really, really good big week. So today what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk specifically about how you can start your week off with a win. Now, Mondays are generally pretty rough days for a lot of people. You know, phones ring quite a bit. Patients are calling in. They got to get medications changed, or they forgot to do this, or they forgot to do that, or whatever. Or they need to reschedule an appointment. And so a lot of times Mondays can be hairy. And just remember, Mondays in our clinics were absolutely insane. And they literally were from the moment that we walked in the door. And so we started to develop this practice of how do we guarantee a win? Because if we don't guarantee a win, if we don't control that Monday in the ways that we can control it, that Monday could get away from us, and we could wind up, it could really kind of set the tone, not only for the rest of the day, but for the rest of the week. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, is how do you guarantee a win and guarantee a great week starting off with Monday. So before I go any further, I want to remind everybody that, actually, I'm not going to remind you, I'm actually going to announce something new that I'm pretty excited about. We have recently just added some new tools to our services and things like that. I have recently taken a stake in another clinic, and so I've got a real live learning lab, if you will. And the great thing is you're going to benefit from that, because I'm going to share with you kind of our blow-by-blow and step-by-step of what goes on. And one of those things that we've added is that, and this is specifically for those of you that take insurance. If you are taking insurance right now, and you are getting less than $350 reimbursement rate on your office visit, on your standard office visit, then you need to private message me, because I am going to work with 4 clinics over the next 90 days, and I am going to show them how to, and help them take that reimbursement rate. The average reimbursement rate on an office visit is $70. I'm going to show you how to take that reimbursement rate to $300 plus, $350 per patient. Not seeing any new patients, just basically working with your existing ones. Proven process, so check it out. You can private message me, or you can make a comment below, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. We are just with 4 offices that we can take right now. And the cool thing is you can take those profits and help you launch some cash-based services so that you've got the best of both worlds. Okay, so let's talk about Monday motivation, okay? Monday motivation. So how do we guarantee a win? How do we guarantee that Monday is going to be a win? Now, look, there's a lot of things that are going to come at you, okay? And I'm looking at my notes here. Yes, I'm cheating. I normally have them right here, but my computer is restarting. So anyway, so how do we guarantee that we're going to get a big win? How do we guarantee that we're going to have a great day on Monday? First and foremost is, I want you to understand, most people don't like Mondays because Mondays, no matter, they can throw a lot of curveballs at you. Susie's kid could have been sick over the weekend, or you know, your other front desk person got in a car wreck, and so she can't get to work until 10 o'clock and the phones are ringing off the hook. Or you have patients that show up with unexpected problems, or you know, the ad that you ran over the weekend maybe doesn't get the calls that you want on Monday. Whatever those reasons are, what you want to do is you've got to protect your emotional state. And so what we learn to do in our clinics, and I've learned, and I did this in other businesses as well, is you want to make sure that Monday is a win by doing this one very simple, very, very simple process that takes about 30 seconds for each employee, okay? So I'm going to tell you what it is in just a minute, but it's a very, very simple process that when you walk through it and you do this consistently. Now, we didn't do it just on Mondays. We actually did it each and every single day. And here's what it's called. Okay, what you do is that each and every single, well, before I go any further, the other thing is it's going to help you identify who are the negative Nancys or the negative Neds that you want to get out of your practice, that you don't want to have working for you anymore. And it's going to give you a very, very clear picture of who you have on your team, how they think about things, and how they approach things, okay? Now, having owned 5 different businesses, having 40 employees in our clinics, working in 30 plus different niches, I've learned 1 or 2 things about having employees. the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I have kind of I like to have people on our team that are can-do attitudes, okay? It doesn't mean that they're Pollyanna, that they don't see the problems, but I like to have people around me that are can-do attitudes, okay? And so what I look for in that, so here's one of the ways we do it. What you do is you get everybody in, and we used to say, all right, everybody, we did a daily huddle, but I want you to do this on Mondays and say, if your first patient's at 9, get everybody in that room by 8:30. Just let the phones go to voicemail. You can call them back in 5 minutes. It's going to take literally 5 minutes. Lock the doors. Don't let anybody in, or do it at 8:25 if you open the doors at 8:30, okay? And hold everybody accountable to be there on time. And how you do it is you're going to go around the room and you're going to ask everybody to tell a positive thing that happened to them in the last week, personally and professionally, okay? What is a positive thing that happened to each person personally and professionally, okay? Now, this is not a long drawn out thing. You tell everybody you get 30 seconds maximum, stand there with a watch, okay? And give them a 5-second warning. They get 15 seconds for each thing, okay? And so you want to start off by modeling. And the reason why you want to start off with modeling is generally, as the owner, we're not usually the warmest, fuzziest people sometimes. We always kind of look at the negative, okay? So I'll tell you what was a positive thing that happened for me in the last week, personally and professionally. One, personally, I got to speak to all of my kids on Sunday, okay? So I talked to Megan and Andrew, and then I had Colin this weekend. And Megan is done with college. Andrew's in college. So I got to have great conversations with them, okay? That really made my day yesterday. And for those of you that have older kids, you know what I'm talking about. And they didn't ask for money, which was even better. And then professionally, something that happened for me last week that I just really, really love is we've been able to put together this partnership, if you would, this joint venture on this other clinic, and we started working on it last week, and we're ready to go. So I'll tell you more about that as we go along. So those are two positive things. Now, that doesn't bypass all the other stuff that has gone on that probably wasn't that great, that didn't work out all that well, but it's a good way to start out everything, okay? So that's the first thing that I want you to do. Then you just take 30 seconds. And what that does, and then what I want you to do is, in order to ensure the success, is I want you to recenter everybody on the focus for the week. Because what can happen is many times on Monday, you got to remember, this is a marathon, okay? This is a long race. This is not a sprint. And many times if you have some bad things happen on Monday, it can really set the tone, and you want to keep people focused on the overall picture, okay? So what I do is on Mondays is I'll say, okay, this is what we did last week. Here's what our goal was. If we hit our goal, congratulations. If we fell a little bit short, it's okay. We can do this, this, and this. And if you really want to put this over the top, one thing that I like to do is I would go around the room, okay, what is the one thing that each person is going to work on in order for us to hit our revenue goal? Now, there's more to this as it comes, which we'll talk about in future Monday morning motivations. But you don't want a long list. People can't give you 14 things, okay? Just one thing, like I'm going to have a smile on my face, or I'm going to make sure that every patient has an absolutely amazing experience. It's those kind of simple things, okay? That's what you're looking for, all right? Now, in a second, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what are the words that you look out for to find out who your negative Ned and negative Nancy are. And you either want to work with them and coach them and turn them around, or get them off of your team, which I'll talk about that here in just a second. But I want to remind you, if you currently are taking insurance in your practice and you are experiencing less than a $300 reimbursement rate per patient on their office visit, you need to private message me or set up a call at srpmedicalmarketing.com/call, C-A-L-L, and I'll show you and talk to you about how you can take that from the average of $70 to $300 plus per patient, and then use that money to either accentuate and or grow the cash side of your business. Now, this is a little bit of a twist for us. We've just started adding this in because we have had some great success, and so I want to make this available to everybody. I'm only going to work with 4 clinics, so please message me below. I'd like to get those 4 people on board this week and start working with everybody in the next coming week. So, all right, let's finish this up. Let's talk about this last thing, this last component, and that is, how do we know who our negative Nancy or negative Ned is and what to do about it. Well, very simply, I'll tell you a quick little story. When we had the clinics, I had a staff member, and we would do this, and every single week, this person would say, when it came to what are positive things that are going on personally and professionally. One, they never had anything really positive to say about their personal life. It was usually like, well, things aren't going too well there. My ex-wife, just sued me or something like that, okay? The second thing is he always said, well, we got a lot of problems around here. I don't know why we're talking about things that are good. We got a lot of problems. Okay, now I'm all for speaking the honest truth, okay? However, if all we ever see are the negative things, then we'll never ever be satisfied when we have the positive things, okay? So one of the keys as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, is you want to take time to smell the roses, okay? This is a very, it's hard for you to think clearly if you're always looking at the negative, okay? So one of the things that, and I'm a very critical person. I always see things that are going to go wrong. I'm very much of a strategist. I can look down the line very clearly and see where the pitfalls are going to be. I can very quickly and very instantaneously see what the challenges are with an idea. I've always been that way. And I've always been a rather critical person. And over the years, I have learned through all of my businesses, all of the niches that I've worked in, that doesn't play very well. That you need to focus in things that are going well, but then you also have to confront the brutal facts, okay? So if you have someone who is constantly, there's nothing positive going on in my life, there's nothing positive going on at the practice, I can tell you that you're going to have a lot of problems with that person. And as you go to make changes and improve your practice and to grow your practice, that person is working in the background, sabotaging everything that you're doing, telling everybody how, you're not going to make it. They're kind of like glum for them Lilliputians, or they're actually, I like to call them the Eeyore. And so you need either A, work with that person for them to see why that's not the best. And if that's the case, that they won't improve, then you really need to get rid of them. And the sooner you do that, the better. Because what you're going to find is when you get rid of those glums, when you get rid of those Eeyores, the rest of the team starts to kind of feel better. All right. If you have an entire team of Eeyores, then you might have to take a look at systematically replacing them. But this whole power of seeing the good, all right, and building upon that, what I just said, seeing the good and building upon that versus the negative and tearing it down, it's a very key focus in order for you to have a success. So Monday morning motivation, how do you guarantee a great week? How do you guarantee that you're going to have a great Monday? Gather your team first part of every morning. Before you open up the doors, let the phones go to voicemail. At 8:25, if somebody's stuck in traffic, come on the phone. What are one thing positive that has happened to you personally and professionally? No more than 30 seconds a person. And then what is the one thing that you can focus on this week to ensure that the team hits their goal for the week in revenue? All right. Don't forget, if you would like to see how you can dramatically increase your reimbursement rate, let's say your reimbursement rate is only $70, $80 per patient if you are taking insurance and you want to improve that to $300, $350 plus, private message me below. I'll be more than happy to set up a call with you or tell you a little bit more of the details. And looking forward to having a great week. All right, everybody, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one. Take care.